Welcome back to Zoo Sicily and welcome to the butterfly build, or shall I say, come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly. I can't sing, but whatever, this is the final result, and if you want to see how we get there, stay with me, because that episode is really special. First of all, it's the first episode for over 2 weeks that I was able to do in one go, without a single crash. So before I jump into the build, because you will see quite a lot going on in the background, I will address two things. First of all, my computer issues, which may have been very annoying for you to listen to. You know, maybe because you felt with me, or maybe you were just annoyed by it. Whatever, I think for the moment they seem to be resolved. I will have eventually some crashes, but they are, I guess they're related to the graphics card. I think the GPU is in its very last stages, or very last moments of life. If it's gonna break down, it's fine. I'm gonna get a new one. It's about time anyway, so I'm quite fine with it at this point. So yeah, all in all, I'm very happy to bring it to you. The second point is, and oh my god, I thought I would never say this sentence, but I'm the most excited to bring you an episode about butterflies in Zoo Sicily. Now, don't get me wrong, I have been doing some builds for exhibit animals in the past, and the last update was the bats habitat, like the parking lot we have with the bats in here. And it was rather special because that has been the first time ever I've done a build for an exhibit animal first. But the fact that I'm doing an exhibit animal first in an animal pack that contains 7 habitat animals and 1 exhibit animal, in this case 5, but you know what I mean, is rather specific and rather special, because that just shows how much of an impact this insane change with the walkthrough exhibits had on the way how we act with exhibit animals. I will talk a lot in today's episode about exhibit animals. Just a very short notice, I'm still sounding nosy. Potentially it's not gonna go away until maybe mid next year. As people have addressed that, I spoke very briefly about this post-COVID issues. They will remain. There is no chance to avoid this at the moment. I'm feeling a lot better. I can do sports again a little bit, but the nose and just the breathing and stuff will be there. It's just what it is, But it's fine. It just takes time. So that aside, I'm very happy to bring this to you because exhibits have been neglected in the past. Let's put it that way. I don't want to go too much into it, but Frontier opened a box, and people also asked me, because I have said in my review, or not review, but the overview of the pack, I have said that I don't think we are going to see birds or full aquatic animals, and I stand by that. I believe, even though I hate to say that, but I believe we are too late into the development of this game. Now we passed the 3-year mark. I'm not seeing that big of a change anymore, because there's already quite some issues with, some of the mechanics in the game, whether it's being climbing or something like that. So I'm not seeing Frontier bringing in yet another mechanic that would cause even more potential core issues, because the team obviously isn't as big as it would be for a launch campaign. So there's just not that, I think, manpower just to handle a fully new system. However, birds in my kind of avian DLC environment I was thinking about were habitat animals. I thought they would realize them as habitat animals in a similar way to how diving has been implemented, just a more or less reversed diving. Just imagine you have your habitat, and then they have a minimum requirement of height in their habitat, and the same as it is for the the diving. You don't dig out like a hole, as you can see here to your right side, by the way, which is going to be like a little diving area. You just have to make sure that you have some netting or stuff that goes high, and obviously there should have been, or could have been, an option to make it null fence. That's kind of the thing I thought they would implement that, but obviously that's gonna bring in so much new things to potential issues that you can have. So I think they found a good way with the walkthrough exhibits. I'm not sure if we potentially will see an even bigger version of the exhibit. Maybe they're even giving us a version 2.0 of the walkthrough exhibit, which is maybe even expandable, just a tiny bit like in Jurassic World Evolution with the aviaries, just in a more Planet Zoo way with like null fences and stuff like that to be able to customize that and so on and so forth. So I have to say, I never thought I would, but I kind of feel like I could be happy with it. Now, don't get me wrong, the bats were something to debate about because I'm still not the biggest fan of the animation at some point. It is good, and it somewhat is also the animation that you would expect from bats, but it's not like on point. However, the butterflies, like, we are talking about butterflies, okay? I'm just hesitating here a little bit because it's so weird to talk about this with butterflies, but the animations and everything and the guest interaction is absolutely on spot. I also can't believe that people actually said I have been negative in my overview. Like, I have been super hyped about the butterflies from minute one, and I've been in the video too. I actually listened to it myself. I hate listening to myself afterwards again, but it just really showed how hyped I am about this. And honestly, I was not expecting any guest interaction, but then we not only have one, it is such a cool one. Like, it also feels like it doesn't feel repetitive, even though it is repetitive, because the different angles and different people, and it just really feels super, super, super cool. And I think this opens a whole new world to the way how we interact with exhibits. That said, we have to now cut over into something. It's not a criticism, but it's like a constructive feedback. So Frontier, if you're listening, I'm still here for a change of the existing animals that we have in exhibits. Because for me personally, I have a hard time arguing that we do have butterflies in a walkthrough exhibit of that size, but at the same time, the boa or the iguana have to be in these small boxes. I wish that Frontier is going to take the chance that they have right now and port something over into the walkthrough exhibits, just as, like, I don't know, in the next pack, like, make it an exhibit pack, bring us in like 4 new ones, and I don't know, 5 to 6 existing ones that can also go into the walkthrough exhibit, because the chances are so good. You can actually recycle the animations that are already existing, maybe add 1 or 2 bigger like loops in which they move potentially, and then, you know, just use the same assets and pieces just on a larger scale, and then enable the null fence option, because I felt it is so mega flexible and mega customizable, as you can see over here. So what I did in this build, I mean, you see that on screen, but I always had the issue that I didn't know what we will have as a connection between the lower and the upper area here in our Zoo Sicily. And I always had like a staircase in mind, but without any, well, real interaction. It should have just been like a natural little path, something that Mike would do. And in this case, I connected that like with the exhibits. And at the end of the day, and we will have a little walkthrough, it really looks as if there is not a single exhibit in here, and if this is just really a little walkthrough pathway, just nature, you know. And then you have naturally these little butterflies flying around. I genuinely love the way how this works. I wish we would get even more flexibility when it comes to the fixed like enrichment items we have in there. I wish that we have a bit more control and at least give us like a completely empty version, maybe. I don't know, or maybe just show us where the how's this called, like the anchor points in which the animals would fly from A to B, so we can hide them ourselves. That would be lovely. But sometimes you even have like weird, you know, I think it's just like regulations. If you choose that, then this happens, and if this, then this. It just kind of makes it feel like there could have been 100% flexibility, and now we are at like 95%, which is by no means bad. But it's really cool to have the flexibility, but maybe we can even step once further and then have this insane flexibility. But you can see I tried to embed this as like a little journey up the hill. We have to work a little bit more in the future on some more disabled integrations for disabled people, strollers and stuff like that, because on this gravel path that would be a little bit tricky to get up there. So and some parts may be a little bit too steep, and so at the end of the day I have to find a solution on how people could get up here and still enjoy this little pathway. I have certain ideas. I will eventually add them because we will still have to finish this lower area, which I'm planning to do in a live stream. I haven't streamed in a while, so maybe during the Christmas days we might actually be able to do that, just to give you guys a good time as well. And yeah, as you can see, some custom fences and stuff always have to be made. Just add so much more character to the area. I'm still in love with all these limestone pieces. They just fit in so well into the Sicily project and just in general. But before we cut over into the real-time part, oh my god, I just nearly knocked over my glass of water here. Gosh. I wanted to know from you guys how you like this DLC, this animal pack. I think it's you know, it's been the first time that we got an animal pack during the Christmas days, so obviously as someone who loves building, I usually love the 5+ pieces packs more. But that said, I'm very happy about the, you know, roster of animals. I just rate this, I just said it, I rated this the best animal pack we have, so just let me know your opinion. But now it's time to move over to the RRR, the real-time Rudy, who's gonna guide you through this wonderful build, and I see you after the cut. So we are standing at the lower end of this wonderful butterfly staircase. I'm not even sure how I'm gonna name this because it's just random. Maybe it's like the butterfly elevated gardens or so, something like that. Anyhow, we are going to have the full experience now. As I said, this plaza over here is not just quite done yet. We have to do a little bit of, you know, beautification here and there. As you can see, this is also not fully done yet. Also, you guys asked for a reverb of this area, which we'll do. So I have an idea to put like a little gazebo down here. You know, there are some ideas. Now let's take this route and just run after these people. As you can see, I have to flesh out some of the edges here. They're like too sharp, and I will eventually do something else with it. I have certain ideas. Also, not sure if we will change back to this kind of stony ground, which would work a lot better for strollers and wheelchairs and stuff like that. That would be a lot better. But now we are here, you can actually tell this is how the exhibit looks, and I should have put in even more butterflies, by the way. They are not all flying, but you can see some of them like sitting over here. I don't have that many in. Obviously I needed to be a bit creative with all the pieces, so unfortunately they can't land on these century plants, for example, but they will eventually like sit on all the other pieces in here. So you could even go in and change the color of those things by like usage of some nice pieces. You can do so, but I left it the way it is. As you can see over here, I already experimented with decals and stuff to make it look a lot more natural, which I will eventually do a bit more in the future. Oh, look at that, it just looks so cool with like the little butterflies sitting over here, and oh, the little wiggle of the wings, and I really love it. Also, when you point up here, you can see them flying through the air. That looks so cool. Like, I really feel like how this is going to be super immersive. Yeah, I need to put in even more. I think, like, at the moment I have like 20-ish per habitat, but I think it's very much needed to have like 40 to 50 in each, so to just have a lot going on. Then I changed something that I have said quite a couple of episodes ago. We will have more views on the lions, and so there is one over here which I'm going to do a bit more work on, because there should be like something to sleep for them under this lovely tree. We have to get a bit of climbing security up here, because realistically they could just like easily climb over and eat some people, which we totally do not want them to do. So gotta have to bring something in that keeps them from climbing that tree. But in general, it gives you a way better view into the upper area of the lion exhibit. That said, I will have to change the entire upper layer into something a lot more beautiful, and I have certain ideas how to realize that, but this is something for a future episode. Not gonna waste my time on that quite now, because we have to keep on going. Hello, you two. Oh, you're so sweet. Can just go with your daughter through here, love it. And now we are in the second layer, so to say, and there's already one butterfly flying over. Look at that, this is what I meant. Like, the animation looks so much more realistic. It doesn't look so choppy. It looks exactly like how butterflies do fly. I mean, they are quite fast flyers, so that makes a lot of sense. And then you've got all the people over here who fancier look at them, and just in general, like, it feels super immersive. And you can even, you know, stand here and then just go here and have a look into the zoo, into the landscape, and, you know, get a little peek of down here of the little meerkats, and just like it feels as if it fits right in, and I do think it does. So going further, to not make that episode awfully long, oh, look at that, I've never seen one sitting on this railing over here, love it. So, you know, you get these different views, you always have some interaction here with the other animals, so there's something to do. I feel like it captures the vibe of Sicily also quite well, and then I also try to get some shade in, because, you know, in the heat of the time, sometimes it makes sense to get a little shady place to sit down. I put like a little, you know, fountain in, as you can tell. It's kind of cool that this like Arabian one or like Indian one does work pretty well if you choose the right colors. So yeah, just for people to make a little break. I imagine like the parents sitting here, the kids can have a little play here with the fountain. You know, you can run over just like that. I used a texture that kind of resembles this kind of rubber-ish bottom, so if kids fall down, it doesn't hurt that much, unless they do fall on these stones though, but you know, I've never said that. And you get another peek of the other areas, which is pretty nice indeed. And if you peek over here again, you've got some butterflies flying around, and some hints to go up. Speaking of that, with keeping the idea of strollers and wheelchairs in mind, I made this ramp over here, which from the form factor, I am not 100% happy. I just couldn't get that last bit right over here, because we have to maintain the minimum required height between path and the raised one, because at this point I don't have free build installed, and I will eventually have to install it again as soon as it works, to just bring that thing back into position, because just that little bit over here, look, this little bit of raised area is just wrong. Look, there is so much space in between. It could be easily like half a meter lower. There's no issue about this. Yeah, okay, so just give me the freedom to do that game. Just like in Planko, just give me a checkbox like, hey, you know, ignore collision. You know, let me just do what I want. And then over here we are in the upper area, still have to find a solution for this problem that these things stick in here into this tree. But I want to have this tree over here. It is so important, because look, this just like gives you such a cool idea of the zoo. Just like peek through here with, oh, look at, just like there's the butterflies in front of us, and you see the plaza in the back, and like there's some fruits where they can fly to, and then just have that cool texture of the tree, some floating elements here. I think I can't disable these things, can I? I think I can't disable the houses. I think the houses are fixed. This is what I said. This is just like the issue I always have. Anyways, let's just quickly check that. Maybe we can. Hello, I just want to click on the houses. There you go. Layout. So, nope. The houses are most likely not changeable. This is so... I want to have them exchanged. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, well, that's the thing. I mean, you know, I spent so many hours, obviously. I checked this twice or even 3 times. Look at that one. Just, what is he doing? Yeah, anyhow, look, it's so much fun to explore your own creation as if you were a guest and just peek through here. This is something I really did way too little in the past, and this is something I expect Mike or Eben doing. Just work with these elevations and then create these wonderful vista points. I put in another planter with a lot of random bushes. I used the same bushes that are required to have in the habitats to just have the same pattern going on, but I seriously, I just wanted to block the view at this point, because once you are here, you are open up into a new area. Don't look at that one. This is just all placeholders. Same goes for the fence. I have to open up into an entirely new area over here, which at this point, I 100% transparent to you guys. I have absolutely no idea what's gonna go here. Let me just actually go out of this cam into a freelog cam, so maybe you guys come up with an idea, but this is a blank canvas for me. I have absolutely no idea what we're doing next in this space. Obviously, we have quite a lot of new animals that we may bring in, even though the wallaby, as I said, is going to most likely be in this space, which might be the next episode. And this is going to be reserved for the platypus, which I am still a big fan of the idea to have the platypus over here, simply because it also fits with the Australian animals going on, and then transfer, you know, the way into this upper area. We could connect with another African area, maybe. So I thought of making like a natural kind of barrier that implies that both of them are in the same habitat, but then again they are not. So using maybe this boulder here as a place to put like some backstage areas, just to hide it away. I think this at the moment seems to be the highest on my list, because even from over here you could hide this pretty well away. Yeah, that works. So just putting some backstage here and making sure that this area opens up into an African area, which you know, we could put some hyenas in, for example, or you know, maybe, who knows. But you know, you guys can also become creative in the comments and get me some inspiration of what we should do. And also there's enough space given down here where we can continue. We've got the river, we've got quite a lot to do, but the park is coming along very nicely indeed. If you look from above, I think the layout is starting to feel super organic and super nice. But as we have like a restaurant down here, we've got the restaurant up here, we certainly need something up here as well to keep the balance of restaurants and places to rest going. So yeah, that's that. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I certainly did enjoy building this without experiencing any crashes, quite a lot, so it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it too, and please do me a favor. We are in for 77,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the year. Yes, I know I wanted to reach like 100k in the first place, but that obviously didn't happen, and now 80k was my like at least minimum goal, which unfortunately we are also not going to make happen, but maybe 77,777. That would be awesome, because 7 is my most favorite number. So what better way to end the year than that? Anyhow, thank you so much as always for your ongoing support. I hope you guys had a blast with this video, and if you did, there is a chance to watch another video to your top right now. And in any case, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I talk to you in the next one. Have a good time and goodbye.